It's been an incredible 2.5 years. I will say that my tenure at CDC has been intense. I did what I came to do, which was get us through the darkest days of the pandemic. At the end of the public health emergency, felt like the right time for me to step down and to provide the baton to incredible, capable hands beyond me to go ahead and continue down that path. I certainly didn't want to step down at a time of crisis. I wanted to get through crisis. I wanted to be intentional, to have a lot of the hard work, the reflection, the hard work done, the lessons learned done, the reorg done, and to make sure that I was leaving at a time where the pass-off was warm and not in crisis. It isn't even burnt out. It was just it was an extraordinary pace, and I wanted to make sure that somebody after me would give it the same time, energy, and intensity that I had been giving it. There were pieces of this job that I knew were going to be intense and hard and challenging. And some of the hardest ones were not the ones I envisioned. This has been one of them. I never expected that when I am trying to run to be of aid to somebody, that they would be actually turned off by my very existence. So those kinds of things, the threats in front of my house, the threats to my family or my personal life, me personally, that was not ever what I expected this job would be. Certainly communications has been hard. Communications, first, we as an agency historically have communicated to health and public health providers, not necessarily always to the American people with every single guidance. And then importantly, as there have been nefarious actors who are actively working to undermine our communication efforts. And we've made huge strides in our data modernization efforts, but we started this pandemic with a frail public health system. And a lot of what CDC moving forward has been about is what we can move and change at CDC. Things like how can we modernize our data systems? How can we create a responder program, a ready responder program, so we are more nimble as an agency for responses? I think the last 3 years have been so hard that people can't bring themselves to remember the hardest days. The days where we didn't know when a vaccine would come or whether it would be protective, the days we were literally in lockdown of our houses, wondering if our parents and our elder generation would survive. Days where we knew someone who had lost lives and family members. Those days are like really hard to remember. I remember walking into Mass General and seeing the morgue truck outside. Those days are just hard to remember, and to recognize that those days happened on top of a frail public health system, an underinvested public health system. If we don't remember those days, we will not continue those investments in public health. And those investments need to happen. I have very intentionally left my next chapter blank for right now. And because I really do want to reflect, I want to think, I want to take some time for my family. I think they deserve that from me. And so I'm going to take some time and really think and process. I suspect that I will lean very deeply back into the fields of health and public health and recharge my batteries a little bit and see what the next chapter holds.